Oh man. Not even
Sorry, that's all the time we have today. Stargate Atlantis is, I think, the second Stargate series. I don't know.
It is. Stargate Atlantis was a science fiction journey into a mythical fantasy land that's powered by advanced science that is fictional.
Yeah. Stargate Atlantis proves that there is a purpose for Antarctica yet.
Someone planned ahead.
Now I have to think of a really good one to follow that. Stargate Atlantis was a sci-fi jaunt back to the future.
Very nice. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Fallingtower's Watch the First podcast in which we watch the first episode of a series so that you don't have to. And 1 out of 4 prepares ahead of time. Today, as you may have guessed, we're reviewing Stargate Atlantis, Episode 1, Rising, Part 1. With us, as always, co-captain and hands mimer extraordinaire, Michael Kenyon Rosenberg.
They call me Hans Rosenberg.
Usually angrily.
I like the mustache. Exactly. The stash is it. The stash is where it's at, y'all.
My name is Ryan T. Husk. Today we are joined by the one, the only, Roz Stanley.
Hi, guys.
And also the one, the many, Kat Geren.
Hello.
Sorry, guys, that's the best joke I'm going to have today. All right, let's go ahead and get into it because we got a lot to talk about, I bet.
I
right,
thought
Michael?
it was a clever joke, so I think we do have a lot to talk about.
Thank you. Oh,
For
where do you want to start?
A clever joke. Well, I think that we always love to start with a segment that Ryan is affectionate about, and he's affectionate about me calling it Predictaments, because we put ourselves in a predicament by making our predictions. Why not?
Yes. By the way, have we mentioned how great it is to have you back, Roz and Kat? You guys are two of our favorites, and we're very happy to have you. Thank you for joining us.
I don't think we've ever had the two of you on at the same time before.
We haven't, so our computers might blow up.
It's scary.
And everybody about to blow up.
Everybody at home, Roz yelled at me for wearing a Star Trek shirt for a Stargate review. So what she's trying to say, everybody, is feel free to send us Stargate shirts because we don't have any.
But actually, before we get into predicaments, we need to tell people to like this video, subscribe to our channel, tell us what to watch in the comments below, down below where the comments are, in the comments below. Tell us WTF, Stargate Universe. We haven't reviewed that one yet. WTF, Star Wars, Obi-Wan Kenobi, which is coming up soon.
I mean, objective, yeah.
I wonder if Ryan's going to like that one.
I wonder what he'll score.
Who knows? I don't even have a Star Wars shirt, by the way, I realized. Okay,
Oh,
but anyway,
right.
yeah. Please put that in the comments below, WTF and whatever show you want us to review. That stands for Watch the First, of course, you naughties. Let's get into it. So we call them predictions. Mike calls them predictaments, and some people are actually doing it now in the live chat. You guys have created a monster. It's my favorite game. We predict whether the other people will like this. Michael and I have known each other practically forever. Michael, I predict you are, I predict you're going to be just barely sub 5 on this one. I feel as though you'll like some of it, but you won't like others of it. Roz, I think that you're going to be pretty favorable on this because you look pretty surprised when I said that about Michael. So that tells me that you're like, whoa, why would anybody be average, mediocre on this? So I'm going to say that you're like a 6 or 7, maybe even an 8. You're a pretty patient person. Kat,
No,
I think that you're barely that you're a little bit above an average on this. I think you liked it moderately. That's what I thought. What are your predictions, Michael?
Ryan hated it. He's like, this is the noise that he makes. Do I have to sit through the rest of this show? So that's Ryan on that. Roz, I think that she was surprised that you said that I would be less than, because I think she thinks, I'm going to make a prediction about her prediction.
Yeah.
She thinks that I would like this,
Mhm.
but I think Roz would also like this. And Kat, yeah, I think Kat would like this too. So I think myself and the two ladies would like this, but Ryan is going to be a grump grouch. Grouch.
Are you predicting that you liked this, Mike? Did you
that's what I
just
was
get?
thinking too.
That's more
No,
than a
I'm-
hint. That's a spoiler.
I'm predicting that Roz thinks I likes it. And that's why she was surprised by your prediction. But now I want to hear what Roz has to say.
Okay, so I'm gonna guess that Ryan brushed his teeth during the show. I'm gonna guess that Michael, I think,
Wiped his ass during the.
I don't think Michael was a fan. I don't think Michael was a fan, and I'll explain later as we go on. And then
Okay.
Kat, I think Kat, I don't think Kat was a fan either. I don't think Kat was a fan either. I'm gonna go in that direction.
Wow.
So those are my predicamentations, right?
I love how varied these are so far. What do you think, Kat?
I think Ryan liked this. I think he liked it. I think Michael, I'm saying a little bit higher than what Ryan predicted, more like a 5.6-ish around there. Yeah. And Roz, I think you liked it. I think you were probably the highest of my 3 predictions.
Yeah,
Hmm.
she's always the highest. Mike gets it. Yeah, we weren't talking about hands, Roz.
My hand's a joint. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, maybe you're right. Okay, touche. All right. So everybody, you've got a lot of hints, although I don't know if any of these hints are going to help because they're all so different.
Yeah.
Everybody at home, make your predictions right now in the live chat or down below in the comments section. Let us know. Do you think I liked it? Do you think Roz liked it? Do you think Kat liked it? Do you think the grump Michael liked it?
You're the grump, actually.
wait.
I was gonna say,
Oh wait, I was the one. Do you think Ryan the grump liked it? And while you're typing that out, Mike's going to buy you a little time by telling us all, what the heck is this show even about, by the way?
An international team of scientists and military personnel discover a Stargate network in the Pegasus galaxy and come face to face with a new powerful enemy, the Wraith. In this episode, a team of scientists think they have found the location of the long lost city of Atlantis. It can be reached by Stargate address that leads to the Pegasus galaxy.
ooh, now I want to watch it.
Very nice.
Oh shit. Yeah, that's the key. We have to watch it before we do these. Sorry, Roz.
Oh man.
Just wing it.
Very nice.
Just wing it. Okay.
I just
Yeah. So, all right. What's next? Oh, yeah. We compare and contrast what we expected versus what we got. This is probably my second favorite game of all time. Mike is just chomping at the bit to tell us what he likes to call this, but we don't have time. So,
Expectations. There it is.
yeah. Okay. So we compare and contrast what we expected versus what we got. First things first, Michael, before you watched this first episode of Stargate Atlantis, Rising Part 1, what did you expect?
I expected a Stargate show with at least one of the characters from SG-1, which was the first Stargate show. This is the second Stargate show. The first Stargate show was Stargate SG-1. I expected at least one character, and I thought that character was going to be Teal'c. And so I expected to see, I expected Teal'c to go on this mission to the lost city of Atlantis.
I thought his name was TLC.
Nope. Fun fact, it's Teal'c.
That is fun. Thank you. Roz,
I'm here to share and teach.
Roz, before you watched this first episode, what did you expect, if anything?
I just now found out that I guess it's a franchise with more than one series from what Michael's saying. I didn't know there was one before this, and I didn't know there was another one. I think you guys mentioned another one as well. What I was expecting kind of the same thing I got from another show that I forgot the name of. That show. We reviewed it before, not Battlestar Galactica, but that name came to my mind, and that's not it. But there was another show we reviewed. It was a sci-fi show, but they were in space.
But a sci-fi show, but they were in space. Not like most sci-fi shows.
It's very different from the usual sci-fi.
And that show was called Babylon 5.
Yes, that's what it was. So
I just checked.
Babylon 5.
Yes, I expected the same thing, but underwater.
Sequest.
Right, and that comes to mind too.
With Richard Hurd, I believe, Star Trek Zone. So, Kat Geren, can you get us back on track here? I'm so lost. What did you expect before you watched this first episode?
Well, like Roz, I didn't know that this was part of a family of shows. But when I looked it up, I saw that it was like made in like the 90s or 2000s. So I was expecting kind of like that time, the shows to look that were made in that kind of time frame. And I honestly thought it was part of the Star Trek family.
I love it. I
Fun
thought
fact,
it's
from, not.
I thought it was from Firefly or what's the one with the Muppets?
Fraggle Rock.
Pigs in Space.
No, you guys know what
Pigs in Space.
The one with the one with
Farscape.
Yes, Farscape. Thank goodness. No, I didn't really think that. We did review the first one, Stargate SG-1.
SG-1.
That was WTF number 75 with our good pal, meteorologist Katie Nicolau, who is a meteorologist. So what I expected before I watched this first episode was, like, I didn't really remember if I liked the first one of, the SG-1, but I don't think I did. I thought I was kind of lukewarm on it. I thought it was kind of a little slower for me than I expected. So I didn't really expect anything out of this, but I didn't have any high expectations going in. I was just kind of like, well, maybe, who knows, right? It's sci-fi. It's very popular. So I thought. I'm proven wrong here, but it's very popular, very known. And I feel like most Star Trek fans also like this in Babylon 5, but that's what we expected. Here's the key, Michael. What did we actually get?
Wait, can I ask a question? Where is this in the family? Is this like the second?
It's its own. Oh,
this is number 2. Yeah.
Number 2. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
SG-1,
3,
Atlantis, and Mike, you were saying universe, right?
Stargate universe, yeah.
And do they
Those
all
are the 3.
kind of connect? Do they all the stories connect?
Well, you'll have to find out. You'll have to watch them all and find out. So you just have to watch 10 seasons of SG-1.
Oh my God.
No. And then 5 seasons of Atlantis.
No.
And then I think there's only 2 seasons of Stargate Universe. So,
well,
I think we're finding out that Roz didn't like this because she wasn't like, ooh, more of what I like. She was like, hell no, I'm not even watching 2 of what I don't like. Anyway,
I'll just watch the first on them and I'll go from there.
Well played.
Well, so Ryan was just about to ask me. So I told you guys what I expected. Michael, what did you get? I'll tell you guys what I got. So I got a show that had none of what I expected. There's no Teal'c. We had Colonel Jack O'Neill, now General Jack O'Neill. We had Daniel Jackson. Those were 2 characters from SG-1 that fans know and love. They're probably excited when this show came out. And they're like, oh man, you got Daniel Jackson, you got General Jack O'Neill. Yeah, I'm excited about those 2 guys, but then they weren't in the rest of the show. So It was just all these new folk in the rest of the show. So that was kind of an adjustment for me to get used to like all these new characters. Because I expected, I thought for some reason that Teal'c was in the show, but I guess I remember seeing Jason Momoa, who maybe that's who I thought Teal'c was or something. But
Teal'c was out chasing waterfalls.
Yeah.
Boom.
Teal'c.
Well, Roz, what did you actually get?
So when I watched the show, I got a lot of Sequest actually when I was watching it. It just reminded me so much of that. I got a plot. Episode. I got a plot and the characters. I got the characters.
They did have characters and a plot.
That's what
it was a set, lighting.
Yeah. So that's about what I got. I guess I expect for some reason I expected a new spin on things, and I don't think I got that. I expected something a little bit not advantageous, but like something that was going to be newer about it, and I don't think I did.
Mm-hmm.
Now let me ask a question. Kat or Geren, have either of you
Kat or
seen
Geren?
Kat and Geren, have either of you seen the movie Stargate? The movie Stargate?
No.
Kat? No. Okay.
No, I don't know.
Good to know.
That is. No.
Okay.
I feel like I watched the movie like when it first came out, whenever that was in the 90s. But I just remember liking it when I was a kid. Well, Kat, what did you actually get?
Well, I got nothing like Star Trek.
Correct.
Nothing. I got a show that had an interesting premise, some nostalgic kind of 90s, early 2000 wardrobe choices of everyone wearing Patagonia and North Face in Antarctica, and some interesting characters, very interesting characters.
Okay. Everybody's kind of holding
Kat's a fan.
Everybody's kind of holding their cards close to the vest on these reveals. I'll tell you what I got. I don't know. I got a show that I really wanted to like, but that really fought me hard because it seemed like it didn't want me to like it. It didn't reciprocate that love. So yeah, what I got was a show that I really wanted to like, but
All right, I hate to break it to you, but they did not make this show for you. They made
clearly
this show.
this is true.
They made this show for all of the fans, the many fans of the original Stargate SG-1 that went for 10 seasons. So there were obviously a lot of fans of that show, my wife included. It's no surprise to people who have been paying attention to this podcast that my wife and I are right now in the middle of watching Stargate SG-1.
Oh shit! I forgot.
It's part of our deal. We made a deal where
10 seasons, dude. Really?
We get to watch Star Trek. We get to watch Star Trek for me, and then we get to watch a show that she wants to watch. So we started out with Stargate Next Generation and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Then we went on to Stargate Deep Space Nine. I mean Star Trek Deep Space Nine and Angel. So we've been kind of going back and forth with shows that I want to watch, the shows that she wants to watch. That way, everybody gets what they want. And so yeah, 10 seasons, but guess what? There's many more seasons of Star Trek that we haven't watched yet. So,
well, I got news for you. You're gonna love Discovery season 4. No, but here's the key. I didn't know that there were people from the previous one. When you were rattling off these names, I was like, is one of those MacGyver? Because he's the one I recognize.
Yes.
But I don't remember if he was in the first one or if we just saw him in MacGyver when we reviewed MacGyver.
No. So he
Who
plays
was the other guy? that was in.
He's not in the picture. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was the scientist guy that came and like didn't go through the Stargate with him. So
the Scotty guy.
So no. General Jack O'Neill, who's Colonel Jack O'Neill in SG-1, he is the Kurt Russell character from the movie.
Is that MacGyver?
Kurt Russell, yeah, that's MacGyver.
Okay.
So Kurt Russell in the movie played Colonel Jack O'Neill. And then in the show, when they started the show, I'm sorry I'm boring you guys with all this history lesson of Stargate universe.
History of the future.
Yeah, when they started the show, I mean, it takes place in modern 90s times. It's just they uncovered some ancient alien technology that allows them to travel through the stars through a wormhole.
So what Mike is trying to say, you guys, is he's going to try desperately to convince us to like this show throughout this podcast. Will it work? We'll see.
I didn't say I didn't like it.
I think Kat likes it. I think Kat likes it, and I think Ryan and Roz did not like it.
I think Roz is okay with it.
I changing my opinion about Roz.
I do
now,
too. I'm resubmitting my guesses. Did not like it.
Roz, I couldn't tell. Did you end up? No, I can't tell.
Once again, guys, I'm a wild card.
A little too wild.
We'll find out how she really felt in the bottom line. But now I think we have some more games that Ryan wants to play.
Like what?
Like your favorite one that you always want to play.
Predictions?
We played that one already. We played Predictaments. We played Expectations.
Okay, Mike wants us to talk about our favorite character here.
Favcac.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, boy, oh boy, there's so many great ones to choose from which to choose. I mean, by the way, this lady, I was like, who is that? What do I know her from? And I was like, it was driving me crazy. Like, what do I know her from? I know her. And then it flashed her name, the actress's name, on the screen. I was like, oh, Tori, yeah, I know her. She's a friend of mine. Oops. But it's like, I wasn't, we worked on a couple productions together and all that, but it's been a few years. But anyway, that's why I recognized her, and I felt bad that I couldn't place it. But now I placed it. It's you, Tori.
The only one I recognized was T2.
So I'm going to say she was my favorite. Well, no, she was my second.
1000.
MacGyver was my favorite character. Let's just get that out of the way. Roz, did you have a favorite character?
I did. I liked Major Shepard.
Jack.
Which one was that? The guy that looked like Quentin Tarantino?
No, it's the guy.
He did look like him.
The guy that looks like Battlestar Galactica, Michael Trucco. That's the only way I remember these guys.
Yeah, he's super handsome, and he's like, his comedy worked. Like his comedic timing and such it flowed and it wasn't forced. So I liked a lot of things about him. He was great.
I mean, it was mostly him just making faces, but I agree that they were well timed. Yeah.
He said some words too.
He did.
No, I'm talking about his comedy was mostly making faces.
Oh yes. Yeah, because and he also had like these one-liner, like these quips and stuff like that I thought were great. Whereas a few of the other characters, their comedy was like, "Do you get it? Do you get it? No," like that kind of thing,
There was comedy in this show?
Yeah, man. There was.
I agree. I liked his comedy too, and I thought he was really cute too. He was my favorite.
Yeah, dreamy, really.
Huh. I looked for comedy.
He had some funny little quips.
Mm-hmm.
I deliberately looked for comedy in this show and couldn't find.
When he met with indigenous people.
Those guys were not indigenous of anything. They were American.
Why were they speaking English?
Yeah, exactly. They
looked
looked just like them and spoke the same language.
Mm-hmm.
Or necklaces.
Mm-hmm.
But he had
so
some
one thing you have to understand about Ryan is he doesn't really understand the subtleties of regular humor.
This isn't Watch the First Ryan.
What Ryan finds funny is when people hurt themselves, when they make fools
That's
of
funny.
themselves,
Oh,
when they say something stupid and then they have to try to recover from it.
no, because there was a lot of stupid things said in this show that I didn't.
No, but I'm like in real life when somebody says something stupid and they're like, no. Ryan loves that kind of stuff too. Basically, any
Roz likes that too.
When somebody fucks up,
like
Ryan
it,
loves
but I
that.
sympathize with it too.
Say that again.
I said I like it, but I sympathize with him too. I think Ryan gets pleasure out of watching them squirm.
Correct. Yeah.
So back to the show. Okay, well, let's just go ahead and move this into what was the funniest line on this show, since there were so many, or funniest moments.
But I didn't tell you my fav cack.
Sorry, we usually start with you too.
I guess my fav cack would have to be Taylor, just because she is just so hot. No, I don't know.
And funny.
She's all right. No, but what I found her to be the most interesting because she's like the leader of this tribe or whatever. But she's also got they mentioned that she's got some kind of like senses, heightened senses, where she can sense when the Wraith are coming. And so I feel like that's going to be a big part of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did put that in my notes where she said, some of us can sense when they're coming. And I'm like, obviously her.
Yeah. What was the main character's name? Your friend, Brian?
MacGyver? Oh, Tori. What was
Dr. Weir?
Yeah, Dr. Weird. Yeah.
I liked her. I liked her too because she was a strong, badass female. I don't know if you can say that word on here. I'm sorry.
Female? Yeah, no, we're fine
Female?
with it nowadays. It took us a while to accept it, but yeah.
I liked her.
Me too.
She said we're going through that wormhole.
Yes.
I don't know if we're coming back. So you follow me, and this is my expedition.
By the way, I just wanted to point out that the main character, this guy, Mr. Chin right here, his name is John Shepard. And this show came out in 2004. I looked it up. It came out in like early 2004. And also another show that came out in 2004.
Battlestar Galactica reboot.
Is a show called Lost.
With an actor called Mark Shepard was in Battlestar.
Right. But in Lost, isn't there a Jack Shepard?
Yeah, that's pretty good too.
So they both came out, and so the Lost is probably already in development, and then if they've got a Jack Shepard, and then you got a John, which can be Jack, and this show came out first, and they're probably like, our show's going to be better anyway.
Interesting.
So Michael thinks Lost is better than this show.
I'd love to see a combination of Lost and
Lost in Space?
Stargate Atlantis, like they did Flintstones and Jetsons. If they did Lost and Stargate Atlantis, I think that would be, you'd get 10 seasons easy.
I want to see Babylon 5 and Deep Space Nine. Oh, wait, they wouldn't be able to meet each other because they're both at stations that don't move.
That could still be a show.
Unless there was a wormhole.
Boom. There we go.
There is a wormhole.
There is a wormhole.
Perfect. No, you're brilliant. You nailed it. I will say this show moved quickly. I like that. Like in the first 18 minutes, they were already going to Atlantis, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, so there were two parts to that for me. I was like, wow, it's only been 18 minutes. So that means number one, wow, great job. It's moving quickly. And two, oh my God, it's only been 18 minutes. What's going on here? How much longer do I have to watch this thing?
See, I called that one. I knew Ryan was going to say that. He's going to say,
I did make that noise too.
Yeah.
But I noticed, I agree that they moved quickly, which I enjoyed. I was like, whoa, okay, I guess we're going. I guess it's happening. But I did notice that they moved a little quickly from Heartthrob guy. When he sat on the chair and everything kind of like lit up, he was, obviously the genetically chosen one. And then in the next scene, he's like off the chair. So we've moved on from this discovery. It's like no one really cared. They're like, okay, we're just moving on. And someone else was in the chair.
I think they got what they needed. What they were looking for was the address to dial the Stargate so that they could get to the Atlantis. And so I guess, because you remember he said, picture where we are in the solar system.
Yes.
And so I think that allowed them to get the information that they needed so that they could dial the address. Because after that just kind of moved. They were at SGC, Stargate Command. They dialed up the Stargate. I was thinking, man.
It was just kind of like, just abruptly, we've moved on. It's like, well, you better have caught that because we're moving on.
Right. Well, I really liked how quickly they ran into some conflict. Like they get to the Atlantis station, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, force field's dying. We better find some power. Right.
I'm not very good at watching this show. I didn't even know what the heck was going on. It was so hard for me to keep my attention on this. I thought the background actors were terrible.
Oh my God. That's what I wanted to
talk about. You notice that?
Amazing background actors. I hope they won for best background every year because the background actors are committed. They're in character.
Wait, what? Are we reviewing the Twilight Zone?
No, they had really great background actors. Like that opening, after the whatever situation was. I know the opening scene was like two people we don't know yet, but after that, when they get to the lab and stuff, the background actors are.
Their facial expressions were very, they wanted screen time. Those background
and actors. They got it. Did you not watch the same show, Ryan?
I guess not. It was hard for me to there were times where something was happening where now they went to this other planet that had really great soil, by the way. I was like, holy shit, that is very good soil. When they went to that nighttime dark planet, did you notice how I was like, it was like
Ryan loves gardening. Also, another thing about Ryan, he's got a garden in his backyard. He loves gardening.
It was like, I'm not the only one that noticed this. It was like they put potting soil. I was like, wow, look at this. What they need to plant a garden there. Place is amazing. But I didn't understand how they got there or why or what the situation. And then I would be like, maybe they explained it earlier, but I don't want to rewind this. I don't know. I was
a little confused about that planet because when they showed the city, was that city that they saw in the distance Atlantis?
Yeah.
No.
One in the water?
Well, no. She means like when they went to the other planet where there were the natives.
Yes.
And then the sun came up and they saw a city there.
Yes. What was that city?
That was their city.
That was just a city on that planet that they don't go to because of the race.
Okay. I see.
Roz, you seem confused. You don't agree with that assessment?
I watched it. But now that Kat brings that up, some things weren't as clear for me. Yeah. And I think that's where I'm having the confusion between the plot and the characters and all that stuff. And the fact that it moves so quickly. Yeah. I feel like I missed some stuff where I was like, oh, but wait, can we say why? Like just things like that, just the details around it, which doesn't have to take a lot more time. You can still slip those in the dialogue. But yeah, I'm muddling in confusion right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because some of us are not Stargate experts. So
like Michael.
Well, that's all that, to go back to what I was saying before. I mean, I think there was a lot of shorthand for people who have watched the 10 seasons of the first Stargate, that they knew what they're talking. They know what a Naquita reactor is. They know that you need a lot of power to dial an 8th chevron on the Stargate. I know it sounds like I'm speaking nonsense, but these are things that if you watch Stargate, you would know this.
Something to strive for, you guys.
Yeah.
Darn. It's our fault.
It is.
We don't know because we haven't seen it.
Yeah, you should have watched 10 seasons of a television show before watching the first of this next one.
Okay. So now that we all have our homework, Roz, what I'm trying to say is, girl, chill.
I'll calm down. I will calm down.
No, Roz knows that this is in reference to a project of hers, and it's now time to talk about you and this great project. What can you tell us? What's it called?
It's called Girl Chill. So it's 5 episodes thus far, but we filmed a 6th episode last month, so that will be added onto Prime. You can catch it on Prime if you have Prime. Did I say it was on Prime? It's on Prime.
Amazon Prime, by the way, for those out there that don't know.
Or Apple Prime or Disney Prime. It's Amazon Prime.
Disney Prime.
So yeah, Girl Chill. It's a comedy dramedy series written by Robert Michael. We are circulating the festival route now.
Hey.
And last month I got a nomination for Best Female Performance in a Comedy at the
Hey,
that's Roz. I know her.
Yes, and it's IAWTV, International Academy of Web Television. And then they had the awards ceremony last month, and I won. So
Hey, congratulations!
That was a huge win for us. And we also won Best Ensemble Acting in a Comedy. So
also, yay, but less than your individual win.
It was.
You should have led with that one.
Yeah.
Yes, but wait. And then we're going up for some nominations at the Indie Series Awards next month in April.
Oh.
So we're really going forward with that. And then a different project called Smart Sitter is a short film where I am the voice of Alexa. Your little Alexa robot. Yeah, robot. So that is making the festival circuit too. We've had some honorable mentions and such in different festivals. And then I'm about to start rehearsals for a play called Beautiful Monsters with a Z. It is going to be in the 2022 Summer Hollywood Fringe Festival.
Nice.
So yeah, it's written by Stephen Vlasic. And it's a 3-actor cast, myself, Richard Lucas, and Bruno Oliver. So I'm looking forward to putting that up on the stage and having some live theater back in town, y'all.
Wow, you've been
so
busy.
long.
I have. I've had some long days, but it's good. It's good stuff.
So when do you make time to be a stripper?
So
Go ahead and cut that out.
keep it.
You go, girl. You go.
That's right. But so that comes between midnight and 4 a.m. So
those are long days. Woof.
Yes, exactly. Then I'm home by 4:30 and I sleep till 7:30. Then I'm out the door. So yeah, but I have been venturing into pole. That's not a career thing, but I've been doing some pole dancing as a fun activity for the past 3 months, and I love it. My arms
are
ripped.
Exactly. So yeah. So it's fun. It's good.
Looks super fun.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And you forget you're working out because it's fun. So yeah.
Remember the monkey bars, Michael? And we used to do, it's kind of like that, right?
Yeah, kind of.
No, it's not like that at all.
but kind of though, right?
It's similar, if you will.
It's like a vertical monkey bar.
Yeah.
There we
One
go.
long vertical monkey bar.
Well, that's all really cool, Roz. Everybody at home, we're going to include all of her goodies in the description box below, as well as Kat's goodies. If you want to find hers, there in the description box below. You're going to get updates from Kat shortly, probably on the next time that she's on our show. She's also working on some pretty awesome stuff that's getting this close to having some very important updates. that's our way of saying, haha, Kat, you have to come back to tell us all this stuff. She's like, I never agreed to come back, you guys.
No, actually, there's some really big, it's a big deal. Yeah, very exciting.
Do you want to give us a hint right now?
My feature film looks like it's going to get made.
Wow.
Yeah, very exciting. Very
Wow.
exciting. Yeah.
Wow, congratulations.
Yes.
Dang, we just have the best guests on this podcast.
I know. Too bad we're bringing up the rear. Anyway, well, that's really cool,
Ryan, that's
guys.
why they call Ryan the Rear Admiral.
I'm a great rear admiral. All right. So everybody at home, make sure to follow Roz and Kat and keep up with all of their good stuff that's coming up real soon, and tell them what a great job they're doing in life. And now it's time for Mike's favorite moment, when he does the karate chop, signifying the bottom line.
See, everybody's doing it now. Bottom line.
It's the terrible twos. It's the final 2 questions of the show, the 2 most important questions of the show. You could just fast forward to the end to find out, what this is, but don't, because then you miss all the banter. Here we go. Question number 1, Michael Kenyon Rosenberg. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give this first episode of Stargate Atlantis, entitled, I don't remember, entitled Rising Part 1?
Rising Part 1. I would give this 5.75. So Kat came very close. She was very, very close. Yeah, I mean, like I said, this is made for Stargate fans. I don't think I'm like a huge Stargate fan. I watch it because of my deal with my wife. I enjoy it. When I told my wife we were going to be watching this, she's like, "You can't. You're going to see spoilers." I don't think I saw any spoilers, but who knows? Maybe I did. But I guess the spoilers that Colonel Jack O'Neill's a general now. Who knows? But yeah, it was. I wasn't thrilled by the acting. I had to like find out who all these new characters were all at once. So that was kind of not the easiest. So anyway, it's 5.75 for me.
So he talked a big game, but when it came down to it, he was like, all right, you guys, yeah, I can admit. Well, Roz, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give this first episode?
I keep going between like 6.75 and 7.25, and I know that right in the middle is a 7, but 7 doesn't sound right, so I'm gonna go with 7.25. It's there, the story's there, everything is there, but it's just like I guess maybe some of the execution could have been different and such like that, and I think that would have hooked me in a bit stronger than it did. But I appreciate the story, I appreciate the characters. 7.25.
This Joker is wild.
Yes.
All right, Kat, scale of 1 to 10, your thoughts?
I would give it a 6.2357.
6.2357.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
God,
Yes.
that is like the 5th time we've gotten that score. Coincidentally.
Yeah, I liked the show. I agree. I enjoyed it. I think that the story and the plot was interesting. The characters are interesting. The world is interesting. But there were some, technical issues. But overall, I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That reminded me of the time where I worked in a restaurant, and this guy at the end of the day, he was like, hey, he's like, whoa, look at this. I'm like, he's like, look. I'm like, I don't, yeah. He's like, I sold $631. I'm like, okay. He's like, even, no sense. I'm like, okay. He's like, I mean, what are the chances of that? I was like, 1 in 100. I don't know. Anyway, I'd like to abstain.
No.
Question number 2.
You're not allowed. We need your answer.
But I
answer.
wanted to like this And I feel bad because I like MacGyver and Tori.
Okay.
And when you
MacGyver's
guys talk about Dreamboat guy, but I'm still not sure which one that is. I thought MacGyver was the Dreamboat, and I won't listen to anything otherwise. It was going to be pretty low, honestly. It was going to be pretty darn low because of almost everything all around. Towards the end, it got a little bit more interesting. We got some lore, and it does cover Atlantis, right? And B4. And, we're all very interested. I felt like this was a show that I would have been totally into in high school or middle school because it talks about Atlantis. It covers Atlantis. And when you're a kid, you're not really interested as much as of the how. All you care about is, whoa, they're going to Atlantis, or they're going to the center of the earth, or whatever. But then, like, when you get older, or when I get older, like, I'm more interested in the how more so than just the fact that they're going to Atlantis. So it's gonna be really low. Towards the end, it got better. I'm gonna give it a 4 because I'm very nice. Anyway, Michael, for the purposes of this podcast, we all had to watch the first episode of Stargate Atlantis, but now that the podcast is over and we're free to move about the internet, would you, of your own volition, watch the second episode?
Okay, so I do have 2 answers, but my second answer is going to be the real answer. So first of all, because I have my deal with my wife, I will watch the second episode. I'll probably watch the whole thing. However, the question is, would I, of my own volition? And to that, I want to say that what I think is one of the coolest things about the world of the Stargate universe is that the Stargates and the city of Atlantis was built by these ancients. The ancients were, I'm not 100% sure yet, but I think that they were like the first race of humans on Earth, and they became super technologically advanced. And I think, from what I know, that they just kind of ascended into pure energy. And they left behind all this cool technology. But here we are in Atlantis, which is a city of their building that has all this cool technology. In fact, I don't know if you noticed, I certainly did, because I watched Stargate all the time. The Stargate that was in Atlantis looked different than the Stargate on Earth. The Stargate on Earth has all these symbols. The Stargate at Atlantis had like constellations or something like that. So because of all that cool stuff, I want to learn more. So even if I didn't have this deal with my wife, if I had been watching Stargate and I started watching this one, I would want to watch the second one.
Yes.
Period.
Roz, of your own volition, would you watch the second episode?
Yes, I would. I would watch the second episode.
See, you guys, I predicted this. She liked it. Kat, would you watch the second?
I would. Yes, I would. Yes.
All right, so Ryden wouldn't, and then that's it.
3 out of 4. 3 out of 4.
Yeah, nah, come on, guys, get serious. No,
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
I knew that. Yeah,
I would not. Although
so I called all 4. I mean, all 3 of you guys I called. So I'm the winner of the Predictaments today.
Yeah.
Right. No,
Although Kat came very close on my score.
You were accurate for me, for sure. It was going to be very low, but it got interesting at the end for me, and they gave us a nice little teaser, and so you got to bump it up. And so I would almost consider having some curiosity for the second episode, but not enough to where I would subject myself. I might just ask you, like, what were those things? But yeah, not enough. Not even close.
Wait, did you just say you would consider being curious about the next episode?
Yeah, I was curious about considering the second episode.
Oh man.
Sorry, that's all the time we have today. Otherwise, boy, oh boy, could we rehash that over and over again.
Yeah.
Everybody, please be sure to go check out Roz and Kat's goodies, and let us know in the comments below what you'd like us to review next, be it sci-fi, fantasy, or otherwise. And I think that's about it, right, Michael?
Yeah. Yep. That's
all
it.
Right. So what I'm trying to say is this podcast was way more fun for me than watching Stargate Atlantis. I didn't hate Stargate Atlantis. I just love these people.
This podcast proves once again how big of a curmudgeon Ryan is.
I have to say it. This podcast has the perfect amount of cleavage. I love it. It's amazing. We are fantastic. Okay.
Oh, this podcast was
Kat
super
laughed
fun.
for a long time there. Sorry. Sorry, Kat. Go ahead.
Like it always is. But Ryan threw me off today. I will say that. Ryan, you threw me off.
I'm sorry because I didn't get the cleavage memo. I'll wear it next time. I'm sorry, you guys. Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, you are. Now it's 3 out of 4 again, and Ryan's the one that's the curmudgeon. So there we go.
No, I was going to do. Did we get everybody?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So everybody at
Everybody's
home,
been gotten.
show off your cleavage and remember what Mr. Michael Kenyon Rosenberg always likes to say, which is,
Don't forget, after you show some cleavage, register to become an organ donor at Donate Life. And after that, and you got your cleavage out, don't forget to watch the first of things.
cleavage.